Hi, everyone. Dr. Elizabeth Bonet here. Dr. Liz, welcome to the Hypnotize Me podcast. Before we jump in, please note that the podcast is not mental health treatment, nor should it replace mental health treatment. If you need psychotherapy or hypnotherapy, please seek treatment from a trained professional. I do hypnosis all over the world, so please feel free to contact me through my website, drlizhypnosis.com, DRLIZ hypnosis.com. Hi everyone, Dr. Liz here. This is a special episode. It is the first episode of season 5. My seasons span an entire year. I am not one of these people who do 10 episodes and then call it a new season just to look like they have lots of seasons, right? That's why I think they're doing that. Who knows? My seasons span a whole year. So we are starting year 5 of the podcast. It has been quite a journey. For me, absolutely. When you combine all the downloads and all the different platforms I'm on, I am past 500,000 downloads, which feels like a big number to me. I am a small niche podcast. I know that. I'm not someone who has millions and millions of downloads or 1 million downloads a week or something. That's like so crazy to me. Those are big podcasting superstars, right? And generally real life superstars too. So I am small and I continue to do it because I love it. I love helping people through the podcast. You know, I hear over and over that the free insomnia episode helps someone fall asleep, or that the mindful eating one is truly help them get through the holidays, or some of the free ones that you get when you subscribe to the newsletter truly help someone, or some of the paid ones too. I mean, often people find my paid downloads about chronic pain or eating better or loving to exercise. Oh my gosh, I get raves about that one, the loving to exercise. But anyway, the podcast helps them find it and then feel better about their lives. This is a review that came in. This person said, "Hi, Dr. Liz. I actually have been listening every day to the hypnosis and the podcast. I definitely will subscribe to your YouTube channel. I have found the hypnosis to be very helpful. Since listening to them, I have overcome some traumas I didn't realize I had. I even had discovered psychological traumas are the reason I've made decisions that I have. I'm working to better heal with several methods. I really appreciate being able to start this journey. I'm definitely looking forward to continuing it." And I love getting those emails. Oh my gosh, I truly, truly do. Hearing that I help someone heal or overcome trauma, really, really incredible for me. Another reason I do the podcast is because I learn so much through doing the podcast, through people I interview, through the research I read, helps me stay up with that, and through the questions I get. It helps me learn what people want to know and hear about hypnosis, healing, and transformation. I do believe that there are all kinds of ways to transform, and that people find the method of healing that's right for them at the time. You know, often I'll have people come in and say, I've done CBT, cognitive behavior therapy, and it really helped for a while, but then the symptoms came back and now I want to do this. And I am actually a CBT therapist, so I do a combination, is what I say, of CBT and hypnosis, depending on what we're working on. I think it's just a really natural fit for hypnosis. And for myself, I love the questioning process and looking at thoughts a different way and changing what we believe about ourselves. Now with CBT, that can take a little bit longer. I feel like hypnosis is almost like a shortcut to it because we get to the subconscious beliefs. We're in a brainwave state that facilitates change quickly when we're going into a hypnotic state. So the brainwaves are shifting out of beta into alpha, theta, delta, sometimes gamma. Gamma is like the flow state of brainwaves. It's what artists and athletes and programmers describe, right? Where they're just like everything else is shut out and they feel like they're in a flow state and just super concentrated. Long-term meditators will describe this. And actually, you can train yourself to get into gamma pretty quickly. I interviewed Dawson Church on the podcast, and he has done a lot of research about how to put people into gamma very quickly. So I highly suggest you listen to that episode. But back to the point, right? When we're doing deeper healing with hypnosis, when we're resolving trauma, when we're changing subconscious beliefs about yourself, it is like a shortcut. And also, I think the person has to be open to that type of change, to changing that quickly, to really letting go of old beliefs that hold them back. Right after I did my own core healing session, and it was 2 weekends with a little bit of time in between, and I was in another support group for like Money Matters, Joan Sotkins support group. She doesn't run it anymore, but she used to. And I mentioned, oh, we could heal that in 1 weekend or 2 weekends. And she said, yes, after you did 8 years of therapy, right? I was like, yes, yeah, that's right. I had my long-term therapist that I saw every other week, pretty much, sometimes every week during those years for 8 years. But her point was that you prepare for being open to very quick and fast change. And so you will seek that out when you're ready for it in your life. And some people want more spiritual type of healing. I've had those type of people on the podcast that I've interviewed. Other people are seeking more intellectual. They really like looking at the thoughts and the intellect. Some are into more energetic. And there's always room for Eastern medicine, Western medicine. The way I see it is that all of these healing modalities bring to us gifts. I'll put books in that category because I'm such a reader and I'd love to read. Movies too. I remember watching a movie, I won't tell you what it is just due to privacy, but I was dating this guy in graduate school and I went and watched this movie alone. I liked going to the movies alone, actually. And I just cried and cried through the whole movie. And then afterwards I broke up with him because I knew the movie impacted me in such a way that I knew I couldn't be with him. He wasn't the person really that I could spend my life with. So that's a way that a movie can impact you. I have had books do the same type of thing where I read the book and then I know that a decision in my life is made due to something in the book. I mean, books have been so transformative in my life. Dawson Church, who I was just talking about, his book, Bliss Brain, is probably one of the best books I've read in the last 10 years. It's really incredible. Literature, fiction, those books impact me as well. So my point is that there's all kinds of ways to heal. And I am so excited to do even more interviews this year and to look at research this year around hypnosis. That's still my focus. And to bring to you all different ways of healing. And I hope that you find the method that fits you best at the time. And I would encourage you to keep seeking. If you try one thing and you feel like that didn't work, try another. Don't just give up and think, oh, I'm broken forever. I can never heal. No. I truly believe that we all can heal. Mostly, okay? I'm not like head in the clouds. I am a little more on the practical side, all right? There's some people who believe you can heal, period. There's miracle stories that you read about, right? There's miracle stories that I hear about doing the interviews, talking to people. Really, there are. But in general, what I'm talking about is like, all right, we're not going to grow back a limb with hypnosis, right? Your arm is gone. It's gone. We can't grow it back with hypnosis. But there are so many changes that we can make in the brain and the body that we do know about and that hypnosis can help, and all kinds of ways of healing can help. The neuroplasticity of the brain is truly incredible. They've done all kinds of studies about how it can change when you start to recover from addiction. There's all kinds of changes it goes through. When you're healing from a traumatic brain injury, a TBI, there's changes it goes through. Pregnancy, there's changes, right? We keep part of the baby's DNA with us forever. That's so crazy on some level, right? Like, it's not like we give birth to the baby and it's all gone. No, it stays with us forever. And there's all kinds of changes that happen in the bloodstream and the brain. We used to think that the brain stopped changing at a certain age and then it was, pretty much all downhill from there. But now we know that that is not the case at all. It can change throughout your life. Personality changes throughout your life as well. So again, psychologists used to think that personality was pretty stable. It got formed pretty much in your teens, early 20s, and then it didn't really change. But a long-term study they did in one of the countries in Europe, Sweden or Switzerland or something like that, where they can follow people forever. I remember reading this study years and years ago where clearly people's personality changed throughout their lifespan. And sometimes that's through a traumatic event. Sometimes that's through positive events, often through a positive influence. Who we have around us is so important. We know this from studies of couples. Who you choose to spend your life with, whether you're married or not, have a significant influence on who you are and how you are in the world, how you show up in the world, your work ethic, your values, your integrity. So that's something to consider too, right? Often we're looking outside for healing and transformation, and often we need that. We need an objective person to help us through something, to help us heal something. But another place to look is inside. Like, what do we want to create this year as a family or as a partnership? What are our top values that we want to aspire to and live in our life? So that's more internal work. And you can do that for yourself as well, right? Internal work for yourself. I usually do a goal setting episode at the beginning of the year. And so that may be something I talk about on that one more. All right, everyone, I'm going to wrap this one up. If you're listening here to the end, remember that through the end of December 2020, I am running a promotion. If you leave a review of the podcast on iTunes or Google and you screenshot it and email it to me, Dr. Liz at drlizhypnosis.com with your name and address, I will send you out a free mask or two. I have all kinds of patterns. And these are double layer masks, one layer quilting cotton, and the inside is either quilting cotton or flannel. I love making them. I've made well over 100 for various people, friends, referral sources, and for reviews. So if you send that off to me, I will send you out a mask or two, and you'll get a nice surprise. Now, these are not for medical use. They are for personal use. But if you would like a fresh mask in your rotation, then please review the podcast and send that to me. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being listeners and sticking with me all these years. I know I have some long-term listeners and newsletter subscribers as well. And I hope you're healthy and well. Peace. I hope you truly enjoyed today's episode. Remember that you can get free hypnosis downloads over at my website, drlizhypnosis.com, DRLIZ hypnosis.com. I work all over the world doing hypnosis. So if you're interested in working with me, please schedule a free consultation over at my website, and we'll see what your goals are and if I can be of service to you in helping you reach them. Finally, if you liked today's episode, please subscribe to the podcast or tell a friend. That way, more and more people learn about the power of hypnosis. All right, everyone, have a wonderful week. Peace.